Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about this. From Bounding into Comics. Anita Sarkeesian targets 6 days in Fallujah, lies about publisher Victura. Well, before I go on, let me comment on her appearance. She's definitely letting herself go. She used to be okay, as in, she was acceptable, as in, okay. Nothing to write home about, obviously, but still doable, something like that. But now she's definitely letting her outside match her inside. The monster is finally taking over. Anyway, let's go on. Feminist Frequency host Anita Sarkeesian recently targeted the upcoming video game 6 Days in Fallujah and publisher Victura. Speaking with IGN Rebecca Valentine, Sarkeesian lied about the game and publisher Victura. Sarkeesian, who is described by Valentine as a critic and as a person connected to Fallujah via her family, with parents born and raised in Iraq and other relatives who were working in Fallujah during the war. Wait, I thought she was Armenian. Told Valentine, it's not political, is used primarily by creators who are resistant to calls for more representative video game landscape. Ah, for fuck's sake. She's not even a gamer. She doesn't even know how to game. She then added, it's a defense most used to push the most regressive, conservative, and oppressive narratives. Not like your narrative is not oppressive, conservative, or oppressive, huh? However, Victura never described their games as not political. It was Polygon who ran a headline reading 6 Days in Fallujah, not trying to make a political commentary, creator says. In the actual article, Peter Temte, I covered this in my previous videos. If YouTube doesn't delete them, like the last one, you can actually go and watch it. I go in details about the game a little bit and what happened. And it turns out that the more times change, the more things stay the same. Back in the day, they used a cancel culture, proto-cancel culture. Well, it's the original, the OG cancel culture, in which they attacked the game, and now it's the left. It was the right back then, now it's the left. It's amazing how things stay the same. And we do want to show how choices that are made. Like I said, in my series of videos in the past, I've went into detail about why sometimes I have problems of speaking or breathing or anything like that. It's due to my allergies. Let's just say that my respiratory tract system, the entire respiratory system, is a diversity hire. Yes, I was forced by God to hire, by rules and regulations, to hire something that did not match my expectations or based on merit. So I had to hire a diversity hire respiratory system. And now I'm struggling with it. But I cannot fire it, so it becomes a problem too. Anyway, and we want to show how choices are made by policymakers. Later on, the discussion until there. Moving on, that already discussed. Following Polygon's headline, Victura would eventually issue a statement. They are getting attacked by the left now. In the past, it was right. Some gaming magazines, IGN for instance, even tried to defend the game itself a little. It was fascinating. Now we have this. Anyway, it goes on, it concludes we believe. Okay, Sarkeesian will react to this statement, telling IGN the recent statement from Victura, articulating that they understand that 6 Days in Fallujah is in fact a political aim, game is nothing more than crisis management, whether they actually understand the problem or not. Well, turns out you don't understand gaming, so here we are. You're all about propaganda. She continues, it doesn't change that the developers who worked on the game for many years worked on it while believing they were not making a political game. Not only did Sarkeesian lie about Tante's comments about the game not being political, but she also revealed she has her own axe to grind and is using the game to push her own political agenda. The Sarkeesian attacked the game, stating it doesn't change the fact that this game is perpetuating status quo of American imperialism. At incredible harm it causes the rest of the world, in this case the Sarkeesian Arabs more broadly. She went on to comment the game's marketing. The developer's statement very carefully acknowledges the Iraqi casualties, but they don't provide any context about the fact that the heroes of this story are moderate people who are defending themselves and their homeland, and people who have been targeted repeatedly over the years by world powers, including the US. Sarkeesian also then comment about how American media portrays Arabs. We all know the bullshit that goes on. Italian narrative villainize Arabs. Screw that. Screw all this nonsensical bullshit. You know what? I'm definitely looking forward to the game. Just hope it's affordable and it won't cost 1/3 of the minimum wage where I live. Otherwise, I may have to wait for when the prices low down. Because right now there are a couple of games that I would like to buy, but their prices are absolutely unacceptably high. I'm looking at you, Microsoft Flight Simulator, or Forza Horizon 4, I think I got the name right, Outriders. Well, I played the demo, but it wasn't stellar. I mean, it's not bad, it's quite good, but nothing to write home about. And definitely not the price they are asking, at least not in my view. It's not that worth it. Well, what the other game I'm looking forward to, but oh yes, the expansion for Elder Scrolls. That thing is gonna hurt. Especially because I'm interested on the pre-order incentives. Good fucking god. Bethesda, now that you got purchased by Microsoft, you're going to start increasing the prices of your games, aren't you? It was already pretty expensive back then. Now it's going to be hurtful. Oh well. I wish the games were priced kind of like Valheim, at least on my region. Because, for instance, you wouldn't pay $60 on Valheim, despite that being the exact impact, or more or less. I'm not quoting the exact price so as not to dox myself, but that would be... I may actually be underquoting or overquoting the price of the game, just again, not to dox myself. But suffice to say, I don't think you would pay $60 on Valheim right now, but that's more or less what I'll have to pay based on my local currency. It's a bit expensive. You either have to think, hey, do I want to eat or not? Yeah, it comes down to that. But then again, this is $60. It's still less expensive than buying 2 pizzas in the shithole I live in. So, 2 pizzas here. It costs almost as double of that with the local currency. Remember the purchasing power and trying to convert the impact of what you would feel like if you earn the same wages the average population here earn. So anyway, I've dragged on too much with nonsensical bullshit. So anyway, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because YouTube hates my balls and it's still proving that it hates my balls over and over. So, thank you for watching. Oh, and head to bitshoot.com/Dr. Jester or minds.com/Dr. Jester. I'm trying Odyssey again, and it still sucks. So, I'm sticking mostly for bitshoot.com/Dr. Jester and minds.com/Dr. Jester. And eventually, this channel will end up being deleted by YouTube, so go to those places if you still want more of me. So, anyway, thank you for watching. Good night.